Good evening, North Valley Baptist Church, and thank you for this night. We've been looking forward to this evening for many weeks now, and we want to share with you celebrating what God is doing at North Valley Baptist Church. We go over to the Clyde Avenue property and see all that North Valley has provided for the Spanish department. And as a Spanish department, we want to say thank you for providing everything that you have provided for us to serve the Lord together with you in 2019. God has done amazing things at the Clyde Avenue property, and in particular with the Spanish department. We want to thank you for the Sunday school rooms that you've given to us, a place where our teachers can serve the Lord together with you. We want to thank you for the beautiful auditorium that you've provided for us. Every week, as we fill that auditorium, we thank God for North Valley Baptist Church. We meet in a place that throughout the week is a school. North Valley Baptist Schools has provided such a new emphasis for our families to serve God not only on Sundays, but be involved throughout the week as well. And it's transformed families' lives. By God's grace this year, we have 41 students from the Spanish department in the Christian school. We want to thank Principal Fanera and all of the staff and faculty for the investment you are making in our children's life, literally transforming families, one child at a time. We also want to thank you for the bus ministry. The bus ministry has really brought so many families that are now a part of the Spanish department of North Valley Baptist Church. You will see the stories tonight of what the bus ministry has done to reach lost souls for Christ, and now those families are so active at North Valley Baptist Church. We want to say thank you to each one who's made a sacrificial investment in children and young people. To see those children and families being unloaded in front of the North Valley Baptist Church Clyde Avenue property is just an amazing sight every Sunday morning and then Sunday afternoon. Having been through Sunday school, Sunday morning, many baptisms, and just to see what God is doing through the bus ministry. Thank you, North Valley Baptist Church, for investing in lost souls. Not only that, but then we have the honor and privilege right here in one church to be able to see a family grow from coming to church and then being able to place their children in the Christian school from transitional kindergarten to elementary, junior high, high school. And then they can go across to the other property and then go to Bible college there. Literally being reached by this church and then educated and then trained for the gospel ministry. What an honor and privilege it is to be involved in all of the ministries of North Valley Baptist Church and to represent the Spanish department. And again, as a Spanish department, we want to say thank you, North Valley Baptist Church, for your investment in our lives. Everything that you have provided for us. This evening, we want to express our appreciation to you as we tell you and testify of what God is doing at North Valley Baptist Church.
The song says, every day they pass me by, and I can see it in their eyes. People need the Lord. Just about 3 years ago, when Pastor Sloan and his wife assumed the responsibility, we had just a handful, a couple of teenagers. And our teenagers come right now with some old hombres. You old men, how do you say old men? They're wonderful men. And these are teenagers. Brother Josiah Gutierrez, that grew up in this church and graduated from our elementary, our high school, our college, as his family's here. He is right here to my left, works a full-time job. He works another full-time job as a faculty member at the school. He is, on top of that, the soccer coach. On top of that, he works with the Spanish youth and makes sure that they can be in the school, make sure they have a youth hour, make sure that they can have camp with our kids. And I'm so very appreciative. People need the Lord. These are wonderful, wonderful people. The Spanish men and ladies know that when I do this, that means 1,000. That's my goal, that at least 1,000 over there in that auditorium. When we moved out of that auditorium 13 years ago, it was my heart's beat that it would be refilled with Spanish-speaking people. God is answering that prayer. And to the Spanish families as they come, I say thank you so very much. You'll see them as they come to the platform. And as they come, you teenagers, you'll sing for us, please.
I want to thank North Valley Baptist Church for what an amazing area to be able to reach souls. Tonight you're going to see a presentation of all that God has done, not only here in this area, but really as a part of your missions endeavors, the bus ministry, and everything that God has done there. We want to have the teen choir, these young people here, are part of Brother and Mrs. Russ's teen group. We have one pastor, we have one youth pastor. We have one church, and they know that our pastor is Pastor Schreiber. And Brother Russ, Mrs. Russ, we want to thank you for the investment you've made in these teenagers' lives. Brother Josiah Gutierrez took this youth group and has really worked with them tremendously. Brother Josiah is right over here with the guitar. And we want to sing for you in Spanish the song, I Have Been Blessed. Now, you know the words to it, but we're going to sing it to you in Spanish. There's only one verse that is different from the English song, and that is that the gospel came to our country, or came to our people, and it's because of missionaries and churches like this that the gospel has come to our people. Other than that, every other verse is the same. We want you to hear now at this time, I have been blessed.
Misericordia, nueva es cada día.
Hacia adelante. I want to present to you now some families. We will have their pictures up. And these are families that God has used in such a special way in our church. The first family I would like to give you is the Brother Abraham and his family. Brother Abraham and his wife were reached by the bus ministry. Bus 22, the college C ministry route. Sandy, right here on your right, Sandy came to church as a child, and then Asael began coming on that bus. And Sandy kept telling Dad, Dad, I want you to come to church. He wouldn't come. Dad, would you come with me? He wouldn't come. Finally, on an Easter Sunday, he came about 5 years ago, and God saved him. They have been so faithful in the church ever since. A few months ago, Brother Abraham, now he's a soul winner. He's one of our ushers. He works in our parking lot as our parking lot tenant. Anytime we have a work day, Brother Abraham is there. Brother Abraham recently was at the post office. And he turned around to give a tract to a man, as he always does. And that man told him, he said, "You don't know me, do you?" He said, "No, I don't." He said, "I was the bus driver who picked up your family." Still picking up families. Brother Lyle Travis. Where are you, Brother Lyle Travis? Brother Lyle Travis right back here. God bless you. We thank the Lord for Brother Abraham and his precious family. The next family I'd like to present to you is the Vega family. The Vega family, where are they? Right here behind me. Brother Vega, would you come up forward, please? Brother Vega and his family were reached by bus 11. They used to come and pick up the children. This is Caleb right here, Kati, and Evelyn, and Michael. They used to come and pick up this precious family here, bus 11. Brother Jose Vega remembers the lady that just kept hounding him. And he said, "I was so mean to her, Pastor." He said, "I feel ashamed now. I was so mean to her." Miss Virginia on bus 11. He said she just kept on being faithful, Miss Virginia. Was faithful, faithful, faithful. Never gave up on me. And now they're in the church. He finally came, was saved. Brother Jose is our second hour primary church teacher. He is one of our best soul winners at North Valley Baptist Church. They serve the Lord anytime we have a work day. In fact, everything you see on that property that has to do with flowers. Yesterday, he was there late in the evening after Bible Institute. He was there planting flowers. He cuts the grass. He takes care of all of the greenery over there. We thank the Lord for Brother Jose Vega and his precious family. The next family we'd like to present to you is the Tony Rodriguez family. Would you please step forward? Brother Tony Rodriguez and his precious family were reached by missionaries on the mission fields. And then they began coming up here. Danny, I'm going to have you come up here. Everybody knows Donnie in the school. Donnie, he has the greatest personality of all. He takes after Kenny right over here. And then we have Brother Tomas Santiago. Brother Tomas, would you please step forward so we can see your family? Miss Rachel and Miss Graciela, they're sisters, pastors' daughters in Mexico. And then they were reached by missionaries. And they got married to these gentlemen, and just a tremendous testimony how God reached them. Reached them in Mexico, and then they came here 13 years ago and have been so faithful in the ministry. Brother Tony Rodriguez is now the teacher of what we call our new believers class. He started with the fireside room and 0 members. And it has every week now about 30 or 35 members. And they produce so many souls won for Christ and so many baptisms every week. Brother Jesus Cardoso, would you wave at them, please? Brother Jesus Cardoso and his wife Betty serve with them in that class. The last family that I'd like to share with you this evening is the Pompa family. I don't know if we can get them all up here. Just come all the way up here in front. Brother Pompa and the Robles family. This is an amazing story, how God reached them. You know, as I was speaking with each one of them about their testimony, and throughout the year, I'll ask them to share the testimony at a men's prayer or at a soul-winning meeting or in a Sunday school class of how God reached them. Brother Pompa was the first to be reached in Mexico with the gospel. And then he came up here to seek a job. His brother Saul lived in the apartments right across the street from the Clyde Avenue property, 1999. He came here. He knew he needed to get into a church. He came here alone, lived with his brother, And his brother said, you know, there's a church right across the street. And so he started coming to the church right across the street in 1999. He walked into the doors and said, do y'all have a Spanish ministry? They did. He went back and began attending the Spanish department. Whenever he went back to Mexico, Pastor, he took his they lived in Mexico City. We're not going to a good Baptist church. But whenever they went back to Mexico City, he took all of his family to Kevin Wynn's church. They were all baptized there. And then eventually they made their way up here to the States, and now they've been here in North Valley Baptist Church as members, faithful, for 17 years. They have never missed a Sunday in 17 years, and we thank God for them. This is the Pompa family right here, Brother Indalecio Pompa, his wife Lucy, his daughter Noemi. Brother Chris Shattuck, he's not Hispanic, okay? He married in. He liked the food. Miss Sarai. And then over here we have Brother Pompa's sister, Nancy, and Brother Polo Robles, Diana. Brother Polo Robles and Samantha Robles. Samantha teaches a 4th through 6th grade girls class. Brother Chris and Sarai teach our second hour church and evening children's church as well. Miss Noemi works with the children in the first hour Sunday school. Miss Lucy works in our nursery, and Brother Pompa is our head usher. We want to say thank you for reaching us with the gospel. Really, we could spend hours telling you story after story after story. This morning in service, I asked the church, how many of you were reached in America with the gospel? About 90% of their hands went up. Of those whose hands did not raise, I asked them, how many of you were reached by a missionary in your country? 100% of their hands were raised. Most likely that missionary was from the States. We as a Spanish department owe a great debt to North Valley Baptist Church. But during this week, when we think of September 11th, 18 years ago this coming Wednesday, we want to say thank you to America. It's because of you that we have the gospel. I received the gospel on the foreign fields. Most of them received the gospel because of this great nation. This morning in our service, I told them this great nation is the safest nation for us to live in. I've been in nations where they've had to flee from. And yet we are here, we're able to serve God together, and we're able to hear the gospel together in great freedom. If you have served in the military, if you are serving active duty, reserves, could I ask you to please stand? We as a Spanish department want to say thank you to you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now we want to sing a special song dedicated to America and dedicated to those who have served this great nation.
Look what God is doing at North Valley Baptist Church on Sunday evenings. Let's thank the Spanish people and Pastor and Mrs. Sloan, will you please?